This year has felt like a lot. For me, for sure, but I think for a lot of other people as well. If you're here with me now, you're likely getting some kind of sense that you're ready to let go of something or things that happened in 2025. This video is a bit more for me actually than maybe for you. I'm treating it a little bit like a video diary of this past year because it's felt like such a big year for me, recovering from burnout, but finding meaning in the burnout, uncovering so much of how I was living was not for me. And so I wanted to capture it by showcasing some of the moments I've captured that helped me feel calm and connected this year while talking about some of those key things I'm ready to let go of so I can move into 2026 even more connected to myself. I hope you find a lot of benefit and value from this as well, but all to say this might feel a little bit different from my other videos, and either way, I hope you join in. Hi, I'm Kathleen, and welcome to a safe space where I'll help you reconnect to your true needs and find meaning in burnout. So if that's something you're interested in, subscribe, maybe grab a cozy blanket, and let's get started. What I've learned about letting go this past year is that it's a bit of an art, and you definitely cannot force it. Because if you try to force things out of your mind, out of your life, they're likely to come back stronger at some point, an unexpected point in the future, and make things a lot more difficult. It's not about shutting out who you were or what those things were, or maybe who those other people were. It's about acknowledging what no longer serves you and maybe even showing a little gratitude towards it or towards them or whatever it is, because that experience that you went through this past year has helped shape who you are right now. The first thing I'm ready to let go of and leave in 2025 is the need to push through and my worth being tied to my productivity. My life used to revolve around pushing through. I used to fill in breaks when I absolutely really needed them. But oftentimes, if you're finally taking a break when you really, really need it, when your body's really telling you, it's probably too late. And I realize how much that isn't a way to live. It's like you're living to work and you fit the breaks in there. What I've realized is it's not about catching up, it's not about pushing through, it's about living for the breaks, making the breaks your life. So, prioritizing the things that actually nourish you, that actually make you feel alive, and then fitting in work around that. Because if I look back on my life 10, 20, 30 years from now, I will most remember those moments, the nourishing moments, the time I spent connected to myself, connected to the ones I care about, not how much work I got done on any given day, week, or year. This mindset of pushing through and needing to be productive is so ingrained in our society and was so ingrained in me growing up. You see it everywhere, even in a lot of the wellness content, telling you all the things you have to do and you have to do it all right. But it really is as simple as just making the time to slow down and doing the things that nourish you. I'm so glad I learned this year because it has created such a shift in me. So I'm letting go of pushing through and leaving it in 2025. Next is being motivated by money. So much of my life, my career, my house was motivated by how much money I wanted to have because money equaled status. And while money does serve as stability, and it really is stability for me, of course, still, money is no longer the most important thing to me. The most important thing to me is living based on my purpose and staying connected to myself and those I love. And there is no way that money can be such a priority when those things are truly the most important thing to me. Like earlier this year, when I left my corporate job, I left in a way that really didn't get me any extra money. And when I would tell people about it after, they said, oh, well, you could have left this way and gotten more money. And while that was accurate, that did not feel aligned to this chapter of my life. I want to be authentic. I want to make decisions that just feel good to me and isn't in the mindset of, okay, what will make me the most money? Because I do also believe in karma. And I think when you're living for money, it's going to bite you in the ass at some point. The next thing I'm letting go of is anyone who makes me feel small. And this can be energetically or emotionally, or even anybody who makes me feel like I should physically be small. So, this might be anybody who triggers and brings out my inner child. So, sometimes when I'm talking to people and they're trying to force me to feel or be a certain way, I almost feel like that 8-year-old version of myself again. But I've learned how to come into myself, to come into my power. And so I can notice very quickly when somebody is triggering me in that way. And sometimes it might mean that I'm fully letting go of that relationship and I no longer want to be surrounded by that person or those people. But other times it might mean setting a clearer boundary with that person or those people. I've definitely struggled with setting boundaries in the past. It's the people pleaser in me. I want to make sure that other people feel comfortable, but I am no longer for having relationships or prioritizing relationships with people who make me feel like I can't be myself, like I can't be my quirky, fun self, or I can't be my silly and sometimes not logical self. So let's let go of anybody who makes us feel like we have to be small. And next thing I'm letting go of is living based on other people's expectations or preferences. In 2026, I'm not going to be listening to the shoulds. I'm not going to be letting that voice lead. It still will be there. I'm not fully letting go of it because it has a purpose. It's trying to tell me how to stay safe and stay loved, but I'm not going to let it lead. It's no longer making decisions for me. I'm going to be making decisions from my core self, my true self. And yes, that voice still might be there. It's had a purpose for so long, and that's okay. I have gratitude towards it, and it can be there. It just has to take a break in 2026. Related to this is letting go of any outdated rules. So these are rules that maybe you lived by in your childhood, but those younger parts of you actually don't realize how old you are now. Like I am an almost 35-year-old woman, and I no longer need to live by many of the rules I grew up with. It's about realizing what rules make sense to me, not to anybody else. And so, like the rule that there's only one path, or you need to choose a career that's stable and that makes a lot of money, and that you have to have a ton of education before you can be successful. I know now that I am far more successful doing what I'm doing now than I ever was in corporate because I feel the passion, I feel the purpose in it, and I know that I genuinely help other people. We change, we evolve, we grow, and I'm so excited to have had seen that growth in me this year and see what else is to come in 2026. And the last thing I'm letting go of is living like a man. And apologies to any of the men out there. It's really not to say anything bad against men. It's more about living heavily in that masculine energy, the energy that helps you push through and be productive and wants you to achieve. That is still good energy, but I lived in my masculine energy for so long that I'm trying to let some of that go. And in 2026, instead, try to lean, and I've been trying to lean more into my feminine energy, the softness, the slowness, the nurturing side, because I know my body and mind still need that in 2026. I'm no longer going to try to push through on 6 to 8 hours of sleep because women need more sleep than that. And I sure know that I need more sleep than that. And I'm no longer going to try to do intense workouts at every time in my cycle because I know my body needs more kindness and softness at certain points in my cycle. Women are not men, and we're not meant to live so heavily in masculine energy. We're meant to have a balance. So I'm letting go of leaning into that masculine energy and instead embracing my feminine in 2026. I hope some of this resonated with you. No matter what you did this year, even if this is the start of your personal growth journey, or you're just starting to get a whisper or sense that you need to let go of some things that no longer serve you, I'm here for you. I think 2026 is going to be an amazing year. I'll link some of my resources below because I've learned so much and I am so passionate about helping other people find the meaning in burnout. So I'm here for you. I'm so proud of everything you did this year, even if it feels small. And I'll see you soon.